Hello, beautiful people, to quote my Facebook friend and YouTube teacher, Bill Ballard. He is the spirit that first introduced me to this astrological happening maybe a month or two ago. And that happening is the Grand Trine Grand Sextile Merkabah of July 29th, 2013. Here's a chart I did where I removed the squares and the inconjuncts and all the oppositions except one, so that you can see the beautiful hexagram surrounded by 6 sextiles to form this beautiful mandala. In ancient Hebrew, Merkabah is basically equivalent to chariot. The Crowley deck shows a knight in crystal, embedded shining armor, in full lotus position, holding the whirling orb, yin and yang. His horses are sphinxes, transmuted alchemically so that the lion of fire has the wings of the eagle Achaia, which of course corresponds to the water sign Scorpio, and the earthly bull, Taurus, has the feet of the lion and wings, and so on. This corresponds to the vision of Ezekiel, where the chariots were drawn by the so-called living creatures, each having 4 faces, that of an eagle, a lion, a bull, and a man. These correspond, of course, to the fixed signs of the zodiac, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius, respectively. He sits within the 4 pillars on the porch of Solomon, the soul of man, or sun and moon, under the canopy of stars. But for the sky there are no fences facing. The crab of Cancer, to whom this card is assigned, sits on his head, and the word abracadabra is subtly etched over his head. Be the Merkabah. Be the charioteer. The magic is in the peace. In the beginning was the word, the logos. Still the mind and become the word. And if you want to play a material manifestation, you can herein hold a vision of your true will or fleeting desires and add a few roots and herbs, a pin or two, a little dragon's blood for effect, and that desire is likely to manifest. Magic is the power to change material reality to conform with the will. But that is a lower level magician, and the time is getting late, so let us not talk falsely now. For that chariot is what Ezekiel saw bringing the angels to and from heaven. The word chariot, by the way, is found 44 times in the Hebrew Bible. You can ride it, make war, make love, sleep in it like a hermit crab who carries his home with him. Or you can use it as a metaphorical and, according to Ezekiel, actual means of ascension. And the lotus position and the whirling disc symbolize the peace profound of the alchemist who has completed the great work. The shaman who has opened his heart chakra and is so filled with bliss that all that is left is to smile and dance. He may look crazy to those who cannot hear the music, but he'll say, "Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do." And of course they'll shout, "Blasphemer, there's only one Jesus, and he's an ancient Semitic shepherd who looks like an Irish carpenter with a feathered haircut and a well-trimmed beard." And if our shaman is wise, he'll get the fuck out of there before they come at him with the hammer and nails again. Dust his feet off at the threshold as a sign of leaving them to their own fate. So yeah, live godly and you will be persecuted. So you find yourself a catacomb or an organic community to hide away in, and you turn on your love light and you keep it on. And through practice and through rituals of ecstasy and chanting, drumming, and tantric dancing, whatever, your heart chakra opens and floods your aura with these really beautiful, vibrant colors, like a halo in the ancient artwork, only it surrounds your whole body. And we're talking wheels within wheels, and so we recognize through the extraordinary meridians in traditional Chinese medicine that we're really a walking asterisk of energy, spiraling around us. We're like one of those people walking in one of those big balls at a carnival, and it's all this light energy around us. And this is represented in the stars as the Grand Trine Sextile, the hexagram, which became known as the Star of David when the Hebrew god came on the scene about 6,000 years ago, and basically took the wisdom of ancient Sumeria and Egypt, changed the names and a few of the chords like a 60s rocker ripping off the blues, and true to Jewish law, patented it and burned down any trace of history that would point to the plagiarism. And funny enough, the war god loved the Jews. Everyone else thought they were assholes, mind you, but not that god. You'd think someone would question that, wouldn't you? You know, hey, you wrote the book that says God of the universe loves you and everyone else is your slave, and if they don't agree, they're going to hell. And so better that he gives you his virgin daughter in his ass than he be assless in eternal damnation. Didn't somebody say, wait a minute, are you sure about that? Really? I don't know. Anyway, that's the 3D world, and that is what we're leaving behind. It gets a little complicated here, but if you're looking for a spaceship to take you out of this dimension, here it is. As above, so below. as within, so without. Like the cloak of the wizard that shelters him from the slings and arrows of the profane and allows him to walk invisibly through the world of illusion, so too is your spiritual light, your aura. So shine up your rainbows, people. Open up your heart chakra. It's green and it responds to the vowel sound Ra. Like the sun god Ra, it is your solar plexus, the seat of your soul. Under the auspices of the Rose Cross, one can safely project their soul from this portal. I say safely because not all disembodied energies are nice, man. But with the right cosmic protection, you can transcend the astral junk pretty easily. Without it, your meditation gets caught up in the he said, she said bullshit that is holding you in this dimension. Let me use an example from the one opposition I left in this chart. Pluto in Capricorn opposite Juno in Cancer, conjunct Mars and Mercury. Pluto in Capricorn represents the plutocracy in all its forms. As an aside, one of the archdemons, should you ever venture into the Lesser Key of Solomon or the Bible of the Adversary, is named media. Do you think that this is a coincidence? The media is the propaganda arm of the plutocracy, and their latest caper is the Trayvon Martin-George Zimmerman saga. This is another divide and conquer piece designed to whip us into a frenzy and get the racists hating each other. If you watch MSNBC, you want to ban guns and criminalize all white men who believe in the Constitution. If you watch Fox, you want to criminalize all black males in hoodies. And if you're the power elite, you want to criminalize them both. And under no circumstances do you want them to get together and say, hey, wait a minute, we're both getting fucked here. How about we drop the white-black bullshit and focus on those scheming demons dressed in kingly guise, beating down the multitudes and scoffing at the wise, to quote Rush. See, that's the sleeping giant. When we realize that this black-white, left-right dichotomy is a circus to keep the simpletons in line, and what is really going on is blue-blooded reptilian fallen angels destroying the planet and all her species, basically for shits and giggles, while trapping your sorry ass in mortgages and fear of want when this planet properly managed could supply all of our needs and be a paradise. When the KKK and the Black Panthers join together and the cops and the military stop working for these fucking criminals, the plutocracy, and even the fat suburbanite starts to get it, well, then the system doesn't have a chance. But as long as they keep you thinking about Kim Kardashian's fat ass and Prince Homo's baby bump, baseball scores, and the price of tea in China, well, you're ripe for the slaughter because you don't even know you're on the animal farm. But with this Trayvon case, while the press is trying to spin it wildly, and you get some looters who will loot anytime anything happens, and politicians spewing their usual crocodile tears or get tough on crime rhetoric, you've got a big part of the population saying, wait a minute, this tragedy could have been avoided with a little communication and understanding. And what they are trying to do is get the blacks to say, take the guns away from the white men, while the white folks, they want them to say, take the guns away from the black men, and then they can disarm everybody and we'll all get what we think we wanted. And then, when they come rolling down the streets with their 2 billion rounds of ammo and their urban assault vehicles, no one will fire back. And if they're smart, they'll hit black America first. But if the real motherfuckers are smart, they'll drop the left-right paradigm, meet in the middle, and not surrender their guns for nothing. Anyway, I digress. But food for thought, no? Jupiter is the god of true justice. Pluto is the god of hellfire. Hades, the master of the demons. He currently resides in Capricorn, the sign of the autocracy. This is where Pluto was during the French and American Revolution, when the autocratic blue bloods exposed their arrogance at the expense of human suffering. Let them eat cake has turned into $100 million African safaris while America is in recession, £100 million royal weddings while England is in austerity. We are one spark away from world revolution. And you would know that if they tell you on the media about the revolutions happening worldwide instead of Kate What's-Her-Fuck's royal baby bump. And that, of course, is where the internet comes in, and Uranus squaring Pluto, and the time is ripe for revolution. And so they, the powers that be, the usurpers of the true glory of the true God, those that rule the media and the international banking cartels and the war machines and the education system, they play the race card to divide black from white. But we're not falling for it, many of us. We see good black folks speaking out not only for calm but for understanding, and good white folks are doing the same. And I'm here to say, meditate in your chariot. Turn on your heart chakra and your Merkabah. Your full-on shield of the hexagram will manifest as sure as the ear follows the sprout. That's your spaceship out of here, brothers and sisters. and it's your shield here in this sad world of illusions while you help others to ascend. I've set July 29th, 2013 as the official release date of my second CD, titled To the Least of My Brothers. I hope you'll click on the link below and download my CDs from CD Baby. Or friend me on Facebook if you want to order the professional copy with all the cool artwork. I put a lot into the covers on both of these projects, and the music, well, see for yourself. You can check me out on YouTube. Well, that's a wrap. Obviously, this is a long way from a full-on reading, but that wasn't really the objective. The omen of the Merkabah is not the grand trine between Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, as much as it is the great big star in the sky, which is your magical chariot. This is your shield. Before me flames the hexagram. Behind me shines the six-rayed star. Ate, Malkuth, Vagabura, Vagadula, Leolam. Amen. Om Shanti, my peeps. It's all good. Get your wings.